Today we're going to be talking about the Mirena IUD and using that in perimenopause and what to do when you get into menopause if you have a Mirena IUD. I'm Dr. Shelley Meyer. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for coming back if you're returning. And if it's your first time, welcome. I'm a functional medicine doctor, family doctor, and registered dietitian, and I talk a lot on this channel about hormone health, particularly perimenopause and menopause. I've touched a lot on gut health too, and there would be future topics on that as it relates to women. But today we're focusing on the Mirena IUD and perimenopause and menopause. So I see a lot of women in my practice. I have a functional medicine practice. I see a lot of women in my practice that have the Mirena IUD or have thought about getting it for their perimenopause symptoms. So an IUD is an intrauterine device. It's placed not like just an office visit, not under any kind of anesthesia or anything, but it's based under the guidance of a physician. Often it's a gynecologist, sometimes primary care doctors like me do this, but I don't place them myself, but I have removed them and they're very easy to remove. But anyway, they are placed in an office setting and they are used usually for birth control. But a lot of women use them for like heavy bleeding because of the steady level of the hormone that's in their levonorgestrel, which is a progesterone-like hormone, synthetic. But when that's in there, emitting constantly, that can help regulate the periods, just like the birth control pill would, and help like not have those ups and downs of really heavy periods or cramps sometimes. Sometimes the IUD can cause cramps. Typically we see worse cramps with the copper IUD that's non-hormonal, but you can see it with the Mirena as well. And then there's another one out there, I think it's Skyla IUD, that's also some kind of hormone, of progesterone, a synthetic progesterone. So anyway, it releases that and can reduce heavy bleeding and alleviate mood swings. If you see me referring over here, I'm just referring to my perimenopause.help blog. So if you don't want to take notes, I don't know if I said this already, but it is all in the blog and you can refer to the blog. So let's talk about why women are wanting to use the Mirena during perimenopause. Well, during perimenopause, you can have heavy bleeding and very irregular periods. So they can either come really frequently or just be, you don't suspect that they're coming and then they come and they're heavy. So that's what a lot of women will use the Mirena IUD for. Sometimes it can help women's mood too because of that kind of steady state of the hormones. And then you don't have to worry about it as much. A lot of women feel like that as you do remembering to take the birth control pill. So it helps to thicken, the Mirena actually what it's doing is it helps thicken the cervical mucus and it thins the uterine lining and then can suppress ovulation. So that all helps for obviously birth control and suppressing those symptoms that can come with the changing of the hormones. So a lot of women that I see had this placed in like their 30s, maybe just for birth control, and are seeing, and it's not something you keep in there forever, but like you do have to have it replaced, but they will have it replaced and then have it still when they're going into perimenopause, which can happen in as early as your late 30s, usually more in your 40s, mid 40s into like late 40s. And then you hit like end stage perimenopause and then menopause where you've got a year without having a period. Any questions on perimenopause and menopause, put them in the description. I can't help your specific, like I can't answer your specific medical questions about your unique case because I'm not your doctor, but I have extensive knowledge in perimenopause and menopause. So if you want to leave some questions there and consult my other my blog, perimenopause.help, or my other videos because there's lots of information on the different stages of perimenopause and menopause, or what happens when you go into menopause. So a lot of women feel when they still have their IUD and they feel less of the symptoms of perimenopause, which is fine and good, and that can be very helpful. The thing is, it's not always going to cover up all those symptoms. You may still have night sweats or hot flashes or weight gain or mood swings or skin changes. There's a lot of stuff symptoms, and I have a whole video I'll attach in the description called the 34 symptoms of perimenopause. There's a lot of symptoms that can go along with perimenopause that aren't talked about. So it's not going to kill all those symptoms. It's not going to suppress all of those symptoms. So if you feel like you are still having symptoms and you have an IUD, it's something you want to talk to your doctor about. Like, do you keep the IUD going? Do you take it out? Those are all questions for you and your either primary or gynecologist. It is, FDA approved. It's can be helpful in perimenopause. We're not like I'm not telling you to take it out during perimenopause. I'm just telling you there might be some other options that I've covered completely on the channel that could help you, that you could use either in addition to the IUD or have that removed and work on those where you can really have kind of more control with those supplements or bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. But that Mirena IUD is also providing you birth control, and you can still get pregnant when you're in perimenopause. So that is something to think about too. Let me see if there's anything I forgot. So a lot of women like it to regulate their periods. As far as when to take it out, usually doctors will do that when it's confirmed. Unless you want it out earlier, they do take it out in menopause. So like menopause is when you've gone a year without a period. So that's literally a year to the day you've gone without a period, and anything after that is post-menopause. So menopause is really only one day. So when you've gone that year without a period, that's a safe time to take it out. But a safe time is any time you really want to take it out. It's just that for birth control reasons, when you've gone a year without a period and the doctor has confirmed that you're in menopause. So you can also have some blood tests done, and we can look at FSH and LH. And I talked about these in my blog on testing, hormone testing in perimenopause. And then I think I have some videos on it too. So we can test FSH and LH and look at those levels. We can also look at your estrogen and progesterone levels too, but really want to combine that with FSH and LH. And then I also did a blog on home testing you can do. So there are some home test kits you can do to check to see if you are in menopause. And most doctors are going to do the blood tests for you, the FSH and LH, but if you just find you want to do some home testing, I went over my top 5 that really will test for FSH and LH and estrogen and estradiol and progesterone. So you can review that, and I'll put a link in the description here. So you want to confirm that you're in menopause or postmenopausal, or at least very, very close, so that you don't have that risk of getting pregnant, because again, the IUD is protecting you from that and also regulating heavy periods. So if you're someone who went into the IUD, for the fact that got the IUD because it helps with super heavy and terrible periods, then you may want to keep it going throughout the whole perimenopause time, because if they were like that before, they're gonna get worse in perimenopause. So you do want to think about that. But again, there's lots of other solutions if you want to get your IUD removed. I have a lot of things I've covered on this channel as far as ways to naturally balance your hormones, bioidentical hormones, lifestyle changes, those kind of things. So it's up to you. It is always up to you with your healthcare. But if you have any questions on that aren't specific medical questions related to like cases for you, because I can't be your actual doctor over social media, but I can answer general questions on this. And then you can refer to my other videos, my blog, if you have more questions on perimenopause and menopause. So thank you so much for joining me today. Please remember to hit the like button. That really helps the channel, and I'm super grateful when you do that. And to subscribe and to share this if you feel like anybody could benefit from this information in your life. So I will see you in the next video.